this week's Fridays with Friends at Coast to Coast Legal Aid. My name is Patrice Paldino. I'm the Executive Director of Coast to Coast, and I'm very excited to have you here with us today. I hope that you and your families are doing well during these times. We're getting through it. I can't believe it's October, the middle of October already, but we've been coming to you every Friday for quite a few weeks now, and I hope that the information that we're providing is valuable and helpful to you and your families. Today, we are very excited to introduce the Broward County community to the new CEO and President of Women in Distress, Ms. Linda Parker. Hi, Linda.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for joining us today.
I'm so excited.
So we're really excited too, because Coast to Coast considers Women in Distress a really valuable partner. So before we get started on Women in Distress, I'd like to hear a little bit about you and your background.
So I am at Women in Distress now. I've been here about 3 weeks. Prior to my time here in Broward, I was the executive director of another center in the Florida area that covered Polk, Hardy, and Highlands, Peace River Center. And we worked very closely with the legal aid there as well. That partnership was so integral in getting help for survivors and working with a number of groups. And so I'm very excited to be able to work again with another good legal aid group. And I know how important that is to our survivors in the state of Florida.
It certainly is. We're very excited to have you here in Broward County. Have you had the chance to get out a little bit with the weather and the COVID?
You know, COVID's been a challenge all the way around. We moved downtown to Fort Lauderdale. I just wanted, in a new area, you're never quite sure where you want to go. But I love the area we live in. It's really close to a lot of things. I'm a walker and we have a puppy. So who's not really a puppy anymore, but I call him a puppy. And he loves to walk around and visit people. So I'm really excited to get involved here in Broward. There seems to be a lot to do.
There certainly is. It's a busy county, but you'll find a lot of great support here. A lot of our partners are going to welcome you certainly with open arms. So for those who are watching us today, can you tell us a little bit about the services that Women in Distress provides to the community?
So we have a wide range of services. I know with COVID, it can kind of be difficult to know what's available, but luckily, during this time, we've been able to continue the services at the same level that we always have. And some of those services, we do have a domestic violence shelter here for folks that need an emergency stay with their children, those domestic violence shelters have been pretty full throughout the COVID situation. We are going to open up some more space just because we have been full for such a long time. In terms of outreach services, we have a huge range of outreach services. We do everything from, fiscal assistance to providing counseling. We have a therapy department. We work with survivors on healthcare. We just have a new initiative with the DeLuca Foundation where we're working on a health care initiative for those folks who need things, just the basic health care that I think a lot of us take for granted.
Yes, it's very unfortunate, and particularly now with health services. And are you finding that more of a challenge now with COVID? Or are you
Absolutely. Yeah, and trying to get the focus has been on COVID for a lot of the counties. And so some of the basic services that I think many of us were just used to scheduling, like, an eye exam or a dental visit, we really have had to put off. So for our survivors, that's a little more difficult because they have a smaller window sometimes to get into those services. So it's been really helpful to help partners in the community to help get our survivors the health care they need.
Do you have any school-age children there now that are having issues with school?
We do. School is a challenge all the way around. We do work with the kids. We have a children's department that work with the kids on their school stuff, really help them to stay on track, and also work with the parents. I think we talk a lot about the kids and their stress and the teachers and their stress. And, my children are in their 20s, so I certainly don't have to have this issue right now, but I do have a niece that's doing this, going to virtual school, and it's tough. It's very draining on the parents. And so we've tried to provide as much support as we can for everyone involved.
And do you have the capacity, the equipment and things for the children?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Absolutely. So we've gotten a grant. We have computers on hand if the kids need to take classes. There's lots of places on our campus also where kids can go and get some quiet time and work with their parents. We're pretty blessed that way. So it's been a challenge, but not as bad as it may be for some others.
That's great. You do certainly provide a holistic approach to sheltering these families, and it's even more difficult now. I also know that maybe you house some other guests at Women in Distress.
I love animals, so I am so excited that we have the pet shelter, and the pet shelter is right in the heart of our shelter area, and we take dogs and cats. It has a lovely outdoor space. I tend to go out there and eat my lunch just so I can be near the animals, and I just think it's a really unique challenge because survivors will often leave. They don't want to leave their pets in an abusive situation. And so they may choose to stay to protect the animal, and it's not really an option. So now we provide a place where they can bring their animal and still be close and still be safe.
That's awesome. One of the concerns that we had when people started going into lockdown was that incidents of domestic violence might rise because families are in close quarters. Are you finding any impact on reports of domestic violence, either up or down?
Yes, unfortunately, it has risen as we expected, and we kind of anticipated that. One of the things that we've had to kind of discuss as a group is safety planning for folks who can't leave. Maybe now's not the time because of COVID, or they don't feel safe. So we've had to kind of change the way we look at that, and trying to also work with other members and be very creative about getting folks out of their home. Unfortunately, the deaths regarding domestic violence have increased quite a bit during this time. And there's just a lot of factors that go into that. And so we do watch it carefully. We do try to really reach as many people as we can during this time to let them know we are here and you can come here, but it is still a challenge.
And that's a great point. And one of the reasons why we have you here today is to try and reach perhaps some people who don't know where to turn. So do you have any advice or suggestions if someone is watching right now and they are grappling with violence in their home?
Absolutely. You can reach out to us at any point. We are here 24 hours a day. And even if you don't want to leave and you just want to talk through your options, you can call the 24-hour hotline anytime. We really encourage you to talk to someone. The other thing you can do is you don't have to call us. If you're in a situation where you're out and you need to go to the grocery store, or you need to do something like that, you can say something to anyone and get assistance. Your doctor's office, just make sure that you're telling someone. We want you to.
Do you have the number? And we'll put it in our. No, we'll find it. We'll put it in our chat.
Yeah.
We'll provide that to everyone. Sorry.
I should have had it.
I should know it myself. The other option is 211, which is the county provides a hotline. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's all over the state. But for those who don't know, that's a one-stop shop phone number for a whole host of services. They can direct you to Women in Distress, to Coast Legal Aid, to food assistance, to a wide range of social services.
Absolutely. And that's a great resource for a variety of things. So maybe you don't need shelter, but you just need to find, something else. It's a great option.
I think what also is great about that is similar to what we do at Coast to Coast, and I'm sure you do it at Women in Distress. When those people at 211 are talking to you, if you've called in because you need food stamps, but through the call, they dissect your problem and they find out that you have an abuse problem or a substance issue or something, they'll be able to refer you to additional things that you didn't even realize were things that you could get help with. So I think
absolutely
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And thank you for putting the hotline number up.
There you go. Thank you, Joanne, to our assistant, Wyatt online. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that we get out there for everybody?
I just really want to encourage everybody to be a good steward of your friends and family. And if you see something, say something. Now is the time for us to shore up and come together when we're dealing with a crisis. The best way we can look forward is to help each other out. So
That is so true. That is so true, especially for our less visible friends and relatives and neighbors, children who aren't going to be seen as much by their teachers. We're worried about them as well. So
Absolutely.
really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And we're very excited to have you join us here in Broward County. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please feel free to give me a call or perhaps have a coffee Zoom chat one day.
So true. So thank you very much for having me today. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate what you guys do and how you help not just our survivors, but everyone in the community. You're such a good resource. So thank you so much for what you guys do. I know it's a lot.
Thank you, Linda. And to everyone else, please remember to watch Fridays with Friends every Friday at noon and like us and follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Coast to Coast Legal Aid. We really appreciate everyone's time. Please stay well, stay happy, and stay healthy. Thank you.